Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Calloway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. If you found us on the YouTubes, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Support the show. We love it. And the more subscribers we get, Dave, the more YouTube likes us, the more we can move up in the rankings and that sort of thing. So it's amazing. So help us. Just hit the subscribe button. It helps tremendously. So as always, we're doing a mailbag. And remember, send us questions. If we don't get to them on the live show, we do special episodes where me and Dave, either after the big show or later, we will record a mailbag. We'll answer the questions. Every question you guys send, we use it eventually. We made Thomas hang around and do the mailbag with us. So Thomas.
Are we recording video?
Yeah, we're recording videos for YouTube.
Okay. Oh.
So look alive.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to lay back.
The liquor from the main show is hitting me. Now, this is what they
just wanted to make sure if I should pull my pants up.
Not as much as last week, Ralph, but you know.
Not as much as last week. Last week was
hard to top one.
Last week was an all-timer. Last week was an all-timer. And by the way, 45,000 people are downloaded in August. It's amazing. Thank you guys. So Thomas, what's our first question you got for us?
Okay, I promise I would have to use Saints Rabbit questions and promise deliver. Saints Rabbit, first question. If we could package the last group of players with that Peyton stink on them to Denver, what would they be worth?
Wait, what's the question? If we could,
if you packaged all the players left on the Saints roster with the Peyton stink, how much could you get from them? So first of all,
identify those players.
I mean, Traquan.
Okay. Peyton Turner.
Andres Pete.
Peyton Turner.
I guess he has the Peyton stink. I'd be hesitant to give
his name's Peyton, for crying out loud.
That's right. I'm trying to think who else has the Cesar Ruiz. Maybe he has the Peyton stink. Or we forget
stink though? No,
he's good though. So he doesn't. Yeah. So who else are we forgetting? Because they traded Troutman already to Denver.
Yep.
They get
to Peyton.
Marquez Calloway.
Peyton wanted him.
They traded your UDFA son, Lil Jordan. Or no, they didn't trade him. He's there. I'm trying to think. Thomas, are we forgetting anybody? Is there anybody on the defensive?
I think I don't know. I don't think we are.
That's it. I mean, I think.
What's his face? Peyton Turner, I think, is the only one who we just finished the big show. We just finished discussing how
comeback season.
If he can stay healthy. He's on the rise. So he's the only one in this group, I think, that drives the price up at all. Not a lot, but are they?
I mean, serious answer, you could package all of them and maybe get a fifth round pick. Peyton Turner might get you a fifth. Oh, Zach Bond. We forgot about Zach Bond.
He drives it up too. Okay. All right. I'll go. If Zach Bond's included, I could believe a fifth round pick.
Zach Bond, you get a fifth. That's the serious answer. The fun answer is nothing. Maybe some,
and you'll like it. You'll get nothing, and you'll like it.
You'll get low end weed at a distillery.
At a distillery?
What do they call a weed dispensary? Weed dispensary. You get low end dispensary. I can't even pronounce. Not only I've moved on from names, Dave. Now I'm
next tier.
Next tier, places.
We're just
Jesus.
using proper words
just-
at all.
Just not using proper words at all.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, what's next?
All right, the next question is from Jason Champagne, and he asks, is it a requirement for the Saints that all drafted defensive ends spend at least one season on the missing person's milk carton?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely it is. Even Cam Jordan, the greatest defensive end in Saints history, his first year he had 1 sack and looked completely lost. Trey Hendrickson took years. Peyton Turner took years. Davenport, Sheldon Rankins.
Yeah, I remember people weren't sure about the extension of Cam Jordan, first one.
No. I mean, I'm trying to think, and then of course you have the bust, Sean Knight. Can you think of a Saints defensive lineman that
just came in and just boom?
No, even Wayne Martin, Saints Hall of Famer, he wasn't good till year 2 or 3.
Even Hendrickson.
Yeah, Hendrickson wasn't good till year 4.
Junior Galette.
Yeah, but he wasn't a draft pick.
The belt man, the belt
The
master.
belt man, and he took years. He
was an undrafted free agent, right?
Yeah, but he took a couple years.
He found him.
He was
Not
swinging
really.
belts.
He was kind of, if I remember correctly, the Junior Galette situation was he was pretty good, and they just didn't play him. They just didn't.
Well, yeah, he couldn't stop the run, and he was especially sad. I'm trying to think, but I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of a Saints defensive end that was good from the jump, and I'm sure there is one of them, but I just can't
Just one.
think. I can't just one. I'm trying to think. The Hazlitt era, I can't think of any. You know what? I just thought of one. I'm gonna look up his
Howard.
Darren. That's the one.
Yeah,
Darren
I just
Howard.
thought of him too.
That's it. He's the one. He's the one. And I was gonna say,
This came to mind too.
Will
Smith. Didn't we draft Will Smith?
They drafted Will Smith. Charles Grant, 7 sacks his first year. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say I gotta look Will Smith Saints stats. But you're right. The answer is Darren Howard. Will Smith, 2004, 7.5 sacks.
Yeah.
So Will Smith, Darren Howard, Charles Grant. Those are the answer.
Yeah.
I thought, and this is, I feel good about this now, Dave, because people would have roasted us in the comments of YouTube. They would have absolutely roasted us.
We'll get there eventually. We got there.
We got
We're getting
there.
old. We're getting old.
We're getting old.
We've been doing this for 12 years. Come on.
That's a long. Will Smith is 2004. That's 20 years ago. Darren Howard is 23 years ago, and so it's a long time ago. So Thomas, we got there eventually. So what's next?
Okay, next question. From the myth, the man, the legend himself, who's probably asleep right now, Monadula. Yes.
Monadula.
Ralph says
I can't wait to hear what weird ass question he's getting. Here we go.
I'll preface it with.
That's the worst joke I've ever heard.
Okay, the question is: Ralph says all O-line is ass across the league. Is that just because it is preseason and it is one of the hardest groups to get chemistry and make no mistakes? Or has the quality declined over the years?
Well, Monadula's not being.
You said it, so I'll let you defend it.
He's not being quite fair. What I said is, every offensive line in the NFL is 2 injuries away from complete calamity.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is, teams don't have depth. Even the Saints, they have James Hurst, right? He's a really good backup lineman. But the Saints, if they have 2 injuries, they're kind of screwed. There's no team in the NFL that can survive 2 injuries. Even the people who were yelling at me in my mentions when I tweeted that, the Eagles fans, they were like, not us, bro. I'm like, Lane Johnson got injured the week before the Saints game, and the Saints sacked Gardner Minshew 6 times and wrecked you people. don't tell me that like Lane Johnson plus another injury, your offensive line would be a dumpster fire. So
why do you have multiple Eagles fans in your timeline?
Because they were just like, I was like, that tweet for whatever reason got like 3,000 likes and like 300 retweets. I don't know why. Like I just tweeted it out like I didn't even think it was like, sometimes you think you tweet out something, you're like, this one's gold. This one's the one that's going to fly. Right. And I just tweeted that one out and forgot about it. And I came back like 2 or 3 hours later and I'm like, I have 100 notifications and like,
I'm finding it hard to believe that you spent 2 or 3 hours away from Twitter.
All right, maybe I spent 20 minutes away, 20 minutes away from Twitter. Fair enough. But the point was it like took off and like Eagles fans were all in my mentions. And I was like, every offensive line. That's my point, Monadula. Like the depth isn't there because one, college offenses throw the ball a ton. So it's hard to grade college players. And two, teams only get 14 padded practices in the summer. And offensive line is one of those positions where you got to practice in full pads to get better, and teams can't really do it. So it's just harder to get depth. I mean, I remember some years, Dave, like in like 2016, 2017 for the Saints, where they had a bunch of dudes. They had 6, 7 dudes on the depth, and they could withstand a little bit of injuries. Now you can't. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things. It's hard. And that's why I think you're going to laugh at me, but my UDFA son, Throckmorton, if the Saints cut him, I think there'd be a line like 6 teams deep wanting to claim him because they'd look at him and be like, he started a bunch of games for the Saints. Get him in here. Like,
well, you might get your answer in 1 week.
I might. So, Monadula. And by the way, Monadula, stop bothering Thomas when I misspell stuff on the descriptions for the podcast. DM me, not Thomas. He got mad at that. He got mad because I misspell. I didn't misspell it, but I used the wrong version of the word peak.
Well, instead of like the question, why are we still allowing you to do anything that would require writing or spelling or anything like that?
Right.
You need to remove that responsibility from your plate.
That's right.
So you can Thomas focus on things you're not as bad at.
Rob doesn't want to give me keys to the kingdom, man.
I can't. It's
like you couldn't just steal this Ferrari. Like you couldn't just steal this and lock us out in like forever if you
20
didn't want
seconds.
To. Yeah, this whole thing could be Thomas could take this entire show hostage if he wanted.
The Tomos happy hour, like that.
I mean, he could probably steal all of Ralph's
Saints happy hour podcast.
He could probably liquidate Ralph's bank account because whatever Ralph's password he uses for
that
Patreon
I can do, man.
is probably the same one he uses. It's probably the same for his PIN for his debit card and same one to log into his Capital One account.
Password 1, 2, 3, man. That's the password.
1, 2, 3. It was 1, 2, 3. Screaming cat! Exclamation point.
Incredible. That's the same combination I've got on my luggage.
That's right. So what's next, Thomas? As you devise plans to take over the whole kit and caboodle of the podcast.
Yeah, if only this was worth something, then he would have already done it.
He would have done it. It's not worth anything.
Right? He's like, oh,
Jesus,
shit.
Dave is on fire tonight. Yeah. Okay, next question
Thomas,
from Saints Rabbit.
It's more for me to actually help these idiots than to
steal it. Just to pull the rug out from under them. It's actually worth more to me to help them.
I'm in for the long con, man. I'm in for the long con. Okay, next question from Saints Rabbit. Is Baker getting named the starter in Tampa the best non-Saints news of preseason?
Wow, this is Thomas, put a gold star next to this one. This one might be the question of the year. This is a great question.
Is that true? Did he get named?
Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback for Tampa.
Who was the other guy?
It was Kyle Trask.
Yeah, Trask.
I feel like
Trask. I mean, I don't know. That's not surprising. I mean, Trask is a rookie, obviously,
but Baker was terrible. Like, Sam Darnold completed 5 passes against the Saints in the season finale, and they won. And Carolina was like, we're cutting Baker and we're going to Sam Darnold. Like, that's the decision they made last year. So my thing with this is revenge for Saints because Tampa fans, and rightfully so, they were right. They're like, you people think Jameis is going to be the solution to your quarterback problems post Drew Brees. You're in for a rude awakening. And they just laughed and laughed and laughed. But now.
Also, here's Jameis 1 of 1. Enjoy him. Thank God we're getting rid of him.
Yeah, the turntable. Oh, how the turntables! Because now Tampa is talking themselves into Baker Mayfield. Here's the problem for Tampa.
Maybe they want Jameis back.
They might. The problem for Tampa
that would be amazing.
Is their roster's still pretty good if they're healthy, and they didn't try to win, but they didn't try to tank. So they're going to be like 5-11 or 6 they'll be 5-12 or 6-11, and they're going to be good enough not to pick in the top 2 to get a good quarterback, but not good enough to get a good quarterback to solve their quarterback problems. So that's a good situation for the Saints. The apple vodka's kicking in. I should have had dinner. I didn't eat dinner.
Can I see that bottle? Can I see that bottle? It's like a very weird.
It's a very weird.
Like a perfume bottle.
It's very classy. It's when my wife was doing fancy destination European weddings. She was staying at the tippy top hotels and getting classy bottles. And I didn't eat dinner tonight, Dave. So like the liquor's really.
Oh, tonight would have been the night where.
Tonight, dude. I would have
been the $750 night.
Yeah, tonight.
You would have been destroyed.
I would have been destroyed. I'd have just been like a puddle. Like that was not. See, maybe that's the thing, Dave. Next live stream, I should announce, like, you should remember to ask me as we kick off the donation. You'd be like, have you eaten dinner? And if I say no, that should fire up people to donate more. Just saying.
Jesus.
Trying to. So always support the show. And guys, please.
Why didn't you eat dinner?
I gotta take. My kid has like select training soccer. And like I came home, I was running late. I came in the house at 7:41. Oh. I gotta get online because Thomas always gets on me. He's like, Ralph, when we do the pre-show is not for goofing around and chit-chatting. It's about doing the sound check, reading the script, making sure everything runs right. Instead of getting on at like 7:30 and preparing everything, I got in at 7:41, 7:42. I didn't have time to eat.
Okay, well, wait a minute. First of all, your son is on the select soccer team?
He's really good at soccer. He's really good. He's 7 years old. He watches soccer when he's not watching Skibbity Toilets on YouTube.
Dude, I looked that up. What the hell?
It's wild.
Is that Skibbity Toilets thing?
He watches
what
Christian.
In the hell did I watch? It's heads coming out of toilets? What kind of freaky ass shit are you letting your kid watch?
Parent of the Year. So he watches that, and he watches Cristiano Ronaldo, Saudi Arabia soccer.
He's not a mess anyone's name.
He's a Ronaldo guy.
He's a Ronaldo. He watches Saudi Arabia highlights of Ronaldo.
Is your wife into soccer?
My wife is not really. I mean, she will watch.
Does he know any Polish players, Ralph?
No. He knows Everton. He knows Everton players.
Yeah.
That's what he knows. If I could get him to like the Saints as much as he likes soccer, it might be somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm taking him to games this year. That'll get him.
Are you?
If the Saints win, we're going to go to 2 or 3 games. Me and him, daddy, son bonding time.
I still think he's too young to give a crap. I mean, my son just finally got into it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I mean, he was late to the party, but I still think if he's 7, I still think he got a couple more.
Yeah, the thing is, that's the thing. Like, you need, like, I think like 8 to 11 is the window for kids. And I like if the Saints can be good with Derek Carr for the next 2 or 3 years, I think that'll lock in his Saints fandom.
He's got to be able to pay attention.
That's the thing. You can't pay. 7-year-olds can't pay attention for anything.
Unless it's random heads coming out of toilets.
His heads coming out of toilets, and he's locked in. He's
ready
locked.
To go.
He's locked in, ready to go. That or ghost hunting. Skibbity toilets.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The dude who invented skibbity toilets is worth $30 million.
I mean, I believe that. It's so crazy to me. And we're still just trudging along here after 12 years. We're worth nothing.
We're worth time award-winning podcast, Louisiana Sports Writers Podcast of the Year. And we had 45,000 downloads in August. We're making progress. People love us. So, guys, thanks for joining us.
One more question, Ralph.
One more question. Go ahead.
You forgot, man.
I forgot.
Final question from Bruce AT. You wanted 5 questions, man. That's 5 questions.
I did. You're right.
Hey, probably a stupid question, but did Kai write his own contract? And if so, how many ghost years does he have?
Didn't you ask us this on the Big Show?
No. It's a great question. Question.
Who? Kai?
Kai Harley. The Saints promoted him. When he signed his new contract, how many void years was in the contract if he did it himself? I mean,
does anybody look that over?
I mean, he's the contract guy.
Yeah.
They're like, it's good. It's fine. Kai did it.
What is this? Kai gets to use Gail's personal private plane whenever he wants to? Interesting. I don't remember signing off on this.
We're going to pay him $450 million in 2082. What? But seriously, this
says we're duplicating Bobby Bonilla's contract with the Mets. Interesting. This is weird.
I will say this on a serious note: the Saints promoting Kai Harley and him signing a new contract is excellent news. You pry the Saints cap god from our cold, dead hands. And it warms my heart, Dave, that Saints Twitter was over the moon about the Saints promoting their cap guy. Like, that's how much we've embraced the Saints just being Loomis math, reckless with the cap, annoying the cap, the nerds. Like, we've embraced it so much. When the Saints promoted the cap guy who invented Loomis math, Saints Twitter gets excited, and it warmed my cripple heart.
Well, good for Saints fans for being so knowledgeable.
Kai Harley, he's a great guy. He does all kinds of cool stuff in the community. So we're happy, and I think he's the
golf tournament, a charity golf tournament for my son's school. Does he want to donate?
He is going to be the heir apparent to Mickey Loomis whenever.
What was
Mickey
that
Loomis...
toilet sound? Holy shit!
What is that?
That was my wife.
She just took a dump?
She just came out of the toilet and forgot that I'm doing a podcast, and boom! She just doesn't.
I thought that was Dave.
She doesn't.
I'm right here. You're looking at me.
She doesn't respect the process.
I should get a toilet installed in the seat in my playroom closet here.
So
you should just stream from your toilet, man.
I like laying back. This is very relaxing.
Add it to the
old school Dave.
Yeah, I might go back. Maybe I'll go back to sitting on my couch now that I have the turret and I can just move this arm anywhere I want, and the sound quality is still going to be good. I'm going to move. Nick Underhill. Nick Underhill's been missing me. He misses the guy lounging on the couch. That used to be his thing.
Toilet tier. $150. Dave and me do the podcast on the toilet.
Oh, damn.
I'm just saying.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't agree to this, by the way.
So, guy, that's it. And I apologize, Thomas. You did. I said add the last question in, and I totally forgot.
You should apologize to our patrons, man.
I apologize. They got the content. Listen, we deliver content every freaking day. You are practically making money if you're a patron to this podcast. Last week they got 7 freaking podcasts. I mean, that's like less than $1 a podcast if you're at the $7 tier. If you're at the $10 tier, it's like $1.25 a podcast. You're practically making money being a patron.
Yeah.
Just saying. So for Dave,
like investing in the stock market.
It is. For Dave, for Thomas, running the show back in Poland. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Go to saintshappyhour.com, sign up. And until next time, the bar is closed.
Suck on this, bitch.